Hey guys, it's Ryan Mougey back with the More podcast, and I'm so happy to be joined by my amazing co-host Nicholas Mainous. How you doing, brother?
Doing great today, brother. How are we feeling?
I feel fantastic, truly. Have you ever been on the wrong side of the momentum fence?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what. But when you're on the right side, it's a real drug. It's a great feeling when you're on the right side of that fence. But I'll tell you what, when you're on the wrong side of the momentum fence, it can be hard to get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that it's always got to be a bad thing that derails you from your momentum. But sometimes it's just easy as like you guys came from the Miami game, my mom and everything, and we talked about all that. But I was I had some heavy momentum with all of these things I had going on in my life before everyone showed up, and it's not a bad thing. But now, I am just now it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, but just now am I regaining my momentum and finally feeling empowered again with all of the things going on in my life. So truly, when I say I'm feeling good, I feel fantastic.
Yeah, but I feel that, man. And that's why. So I'm gonna graduate here in December, but
Yes, sir.
I knew that if I was gonna leave and go to that ceremony and then come back after this momentum I've gained, then I would lose it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to risk like building that momentum forward. But I think that at the same time, it's like when you get out of the momentum, just understanding like, okay, I'm supposed to be in this right now. I can learn from this and I can
Hmm.
learn how to gain that momentum back. And then next time when I have people over, I'll have strategies where I can implement that will pull me back into that momentum swing of things.
Yeah, and it's really a live and learn process. You know what I mean? Like we're both really young, but living and learning and understanding, how to kind of combat that momentum crush sometimes. And
I think dealing with chaos too, like just chaos just
Mhm.
coming in and out. Like you don't know when something's just going to be like, oh, I got to pay for this. Oh, I wrecked that. Oh, I've got this family event. Oh, someone's getting married. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just always being prepared, but then always having those foundational principles to come back to. And it's like simple stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like we say, we get up and we do our morning routine. You know what I mean? If we can just do the little things like that in our day, then those days will build up into weeks and that momentum will just carry.
yeah, get those little wins early on and just keep building on them. You know what I mean? Have like three things right off the bat that you do every single day just to get those small wins under your belt for the day.
Yeah.
And so, do you drink coffee like daily, or do you intake any coffee?
Well, I do love coffee, but
Hmm.
I've actually been trying to get off of coffee in a sense. Well, I am now, but I drink tea in the morning. So I'd like to look
Nice.
for that warm, just like relaxing cup of drink. It doesn't have to be coffee in a sense.
I see. I not yet have my taste buds matured to the point where I enjoy tea, but I do really like coffee, and I'll straight up get a latte with no sweeteners, no nothing. I don't need the caramel frappe mocha kickflip on a hip hop. I don't need
Yeah.
any of that. I just need the bean, and
See, the thing is, I love the bean. Don't get me wrong, I love the
yeah,
bean. But
yeah,
But I love creamer, bro. Like I need my creamer in that. You know what I
mhm,
mean? It doesn't have to be whole milk creamer. All right. I like my
right,
oat milk. I like oat milk and almond milk. All right. As long
yeah,
as I have some type of milkiness to the coffee that takes away that, you know. But I
yeah.
do like it's a combination of the from the coffee and the nice
Well,
smooth milkiness.
yeah. With the latte, there's uh milk in it, and they froth the milk up, so it's kind of like its own natural creamer. But like when I say sweeteners, I don't need like pumps of flavoring in it, if that makes sense. and and
Yeah, for sure.
and since I stopped getting those flavorings in there, dude, or maybe it's just because I've actually been like, so before, like, I would drink coffee and it would kind of make my heart beat uncomfortably, and I would just feel the anxiety kind of going through my body into my arms and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? All I had was a cup of coffee. This is no reason to have anxiety. But
Right.
but since I've been going to the gym um on a frequent basis, and since I've, been handling my shit and actually drinking the coffee and having somewhere to put that energy that I just put into my body, I haven't really been having that kind of anxiety. Or it could just be that I'm not having all that extra sugar and bullshit inside of the coffee. So it's kind of an interesting,
It's probably a little bit
where's
of
that
both,
coming
you know what I
from?
mean? You just kinda experiment where it's like, okay, in these situations, I like coffee because it will take this energy, like you said, into that other situation. But like I feel that same stagnation where I can't drink coffee and just sit on the couch and like do
Exactly.
nothing. But
Yes.
I personally like coffee now, where it's like how I came to your house and we went on that vacation, right? We go get breakfast and it just finds its way in there somewhere, the
Yeah.
coffee. And then I don't even think about that anxiety of that like feeling in my body, because we just carry through the rest of the day into our activities.
Yep. And you got a whole
Um,
bunch of other shit going on.
yeah, it's kind of
That's
like it's almost like a spiritual essence to it too. You know what I mean? It's just like that coffee, the warmness, you know what I mean? The comfort of it.
and you
It
start your
just
day off today and you just feel like you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I just did that.
yeah.
But I feel like that way with weed too. I can't smoke and just sit there on the couch. As much as like
Mm,
the stereotype is that it makes you lazy, you just want to sit around. That's why when you guys come over, we're fucking throwing the frisbee, we're throwing a tennis ball around, like whatever
right.
it is to move my body and kind of move some of that energy is really important for me in taking like other substances.
Yeah, if you set the intention before you take the substance and then you act upon that intention, that energy from the substance will just carry into what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know,
great
um,
idea.
God, what I was gonna say was back to the coffee. Like I love like so my mom would take me to the city growing up. She'd take me to the
In the city.
city. Robin be showing me the ropes. Anyways, we go get our smoothie and then we go get our coffee, right? So we go to Cleveland and I don't know, I don't think it was the Flats. It was Lakewood, west side of Cleveland. And
Mhm.
like Ohio City area, and we used to go to this place. It's called like it's like a firehouse looking building. It's
Okay.
got red in the name, but the coffee we would get was the cardamom bomb, and it was just like this
Shit.
coffee in this like interesting looking like mug that kind of looked like it had like triangles on the side, like it was like a circle with that 3D geometrical feel to it, and then it was served on like a little wooden pallet, and it had a little
Yeah.
soda water on it. And what I love is the latte art, right? So like it's not just this warm cup of drink, right? It's this art, it's this beauty, this person, this craft
Yeah, it
behind it.
really
And then
is.
it's the leaf they put in it. You know what I mean? The heart, it's like filled with love. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And the cardamom bomb, that sounds so good, dude. I want to say, I just wrote it down because I'm going to try that someday. The
Yeah, when
cardamom
we go
bomb.
to if we ever meet in which I'm sure we will at some point or other in Cleveland, Ohio, then I'll take you to that place and get that Karma bomb. Absolutely fantastic. And that's kind of what put me on the lattes was like I saw that, and you know what I thought of? I thought of the Green Hornet. Cuz you know how he wakes up and I don't have you seen the Green Hornet?
I think it's been a while. Is that the one with Ryan, not Ryan Reynolds?
No, it's Seth Rogen.
Okay.
And
Is
it's
that where he
this
hunts ghosts?
No, it's him and it's his counterpart. And so he's rich, right? He's
Right.
loaded, and his dad owns this newspaper, right? And
Mhm.
it's like one of those things where him and the dad have a really shitty relationship, and it's like a spin-off kind of Batman, but it's not because like they don't like in Batman they do have a good relationship, and then he dies when he's a kid.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he's grown up when he dies, and he has to take over the newspaper, and then he like fires everybody in his house drunkenly like one night. He's like fire, 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 and then he like wakes up and it's this like cup of coffee with like a little line in it when he's used to like this latte art, this amazing coffee, and he's walking around like, who the fuck made my coffee? Who
Yeah.
made my, and, like no idea who even makes the coffee. And then this like housekeeping lady, she's like, yeah, you fired everyone except for me yesterday, drunk. And then he finds the guy and he pulls up on this like Harley Davidson, like he's like this tech guy. He's like
Right.
he makes cars and everything. But yeah, long story short, the Green Hornet coffee, you guys got to watch it. I'm so shocked that you haven't seen that, like, or consciously remember it, because I know you would love that movie.
I feel like it's stored somewhere in my mind. Like I feel like I know this movie. It's just not hitting me right now. We'll go ahead and pull up just a visual of what he's talking about. Seth Rogen, Green Hornet.
Right? Whoa, look at Nicolas Cage in the bottom right horn corner over there. Dude, why is it that like, bro, I feel like Nicolas Cage just finds his way into memes somehow like this. Like, what does that even mean? Who made this? Who's going
100%.
out of their way to make this edit, you know?
I feel like it wouldn't be hard. That kind of edit is not hard.
No,
But
it's not. It's just like, I want to know what goes through that person's mind. They're like,
Oh
Jesus.
man. So I did karaoke for the first time on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, God, tell me experience.
So
Put me there.
okay, so essentially I'll go ahead and all right, hold on, because I want to show you the poster for I want to show you the poster for the event that we went to, right? And
He's like, baby, cue the lights. The down lights dim in your house. You put on the song. You're like, you want me to take you there? You start
yeah,
singing
right.
it,
I'm like, dim the lights, dim the
which I
lights.
am totally for and willing to sit through if that is something you are interested in. But if not, let's move
Maybe
forward.
somewhere down the line. I'm sending it to my Instagram right now. Actually, I'll send it to the more Instagram so I can paste it there, and then we can find it real easy. But essentially, Selena sends me. She sends me the poster for this event that's happening 10 p.m. on Turkey Day, and I'm like, no shit, right? This is gonna be tight, and so we ask our friends to go. Sierra, remember Sierra? We used to work with at Ocean
Ocean
Reef.
Reef.
She
Yep.
moved. She lives down here now, so she came, and it was awesome. We just had a big powwow, and before you know, I didn't know there was going to be so in the building. It was advertised as a dance party. That's all that I read. And you walk in, dude, and they've got lights going. It's like a real club vibe. And I'm like, shit, Turkey Day just got turned up.
Yeah.
And then you go out to the back patio and karaoke had just started. So we just sit down and we start talking to people around us. We're just conversating. There's like quite a bit of people there. It was really cool. And oh my God. Side story just before I tell the end of that one. I had the Uber driver on the way there. Like we were singing Three Doors Down, like belting it out. Like I had him fucking in his element. It was the coolest Uber driver I've ever had. Everyone in the car was dying laughing because me and this Uber driver were like best friends by the time that we got out. And it was just a super cool experience. And dude, I feel like that should be your experience with an Uber driver. Like so many times, like you just get in and it's kind of just like, they don't let you play the music. It's like, yeah, we're going out on the town, but first we have to have this awkward car ride. You know what I mean? but in but instead I'm like, dude, can I hit your aux? And before we even left my parking lot, I'm like, I'm playing all this music for you. And he's like, really, for me? And I was like, yeah. So I start playing great music and he starts singing along and I'm singing with him and we just have a great time. And I feel like that energy carried us right to this club on Turkey Day where we had this great fucking great time. And I love calling Thanksgiving Turkey Day.
No, same. No, I feel it. I think I've I will muscle memory say that to people from you saying that to me instead of I'll be like Happy Turkey Day. You know what I mean?
Dude,
But
so it's already
dude,
happened. Event
go ahead.
ended. Sorry, yeah, I'm almost there. Event already happened, so they don't have the poster, but it was Beavis and Butthead, and I thought you would really get a kick out of that. It was Beavis and Butthead overlooking a guy laying on a table, acting like he was the turkey, and they were dressed as like pilgrims. But
Dude, I love how the shit's just full circle. Like, how is it that karaoke night that you have this Beavis and Butthead poster, and then like a whole part of our journey when we were over there was that Beavis and Butthead movie?
Yeah, it's really wild how all of these things are connecting. But
Mm.
to top off this story, I've had a couple of drinks and I'm talking to everybody. I'm having a great time. To be confident going up, you have to cheer on the people who are already up there, right? So that they do that for you. So I'm cheering on everybody up there because deep down in my soul, I know I'm going to be up there in a short period of time. And
Right.
so I go up to the guy and say, hey, can I do Buttered Up by Young Gravy? That song where he's like, hey, Mrs. Buttersworth, come show me what it's worth. And he's like, we don't have it. And I was like, all right.
Damn it.
So, dude, I was ready to get on there and like really take control of the stage. And they're like, we don't have it. So I was like, okay, I shouldn't just rush right into any song here. So I took like a half hour break and I thought about what song could I really do. And as I'm taking that half hour break, I'm drinking water, I'm drinking alcohol, I'm getting more into it. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I know what I need to sing right now, and it's Motley Crue. So I go up there and I sang Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue. And if you know that's anything about that song, it's a it's first off, it's a fan favorite. People know the song, and second
Mm.
off, it's not an easy song to sing. It's a little difficult. So, I was drunk, but I think I relied on my instincts, and so I was like holding the mic out a little farther away from me so I could really belt out into it. And before you know it,
Yes.
people started gathering around the stage, and I'm taking control of it, and people are like going ham Sammy for my performance, and I don't remember any of it. but
Oh man.
but I do.
Damn.
The thing I do remember is getting up there, grabbing the mic, putting the mic stand to my side, and then I just began singing. And then at the end, I just remember saying, "Thanks, everybody. I'm Ryan Mougey." And then I put the mic back and walked off the stage.
Mic drop. Hell yeah. That's all.
Mic
Hey,
drop.
you did what you needed to do though. You know what I mean? But dude, I can honestly, like, if you think about it, like when people write songs, like, and they sing them, they're not just like all like reading them, you know what I mean? Like off their
Yeah,
paper, like all like tensed up. Like there's probably stuff that you have to like move your
for
body and
sure.
feel. You have to feel that shit
Yeah.
when you sing it, you know?
To be able to hit that note or to be able to really get in the element or the vibe of what the song is,
Mm.
and that's what I did. And when you're doing karaoke, people don't really give a fuck how well you can sing. It's about your performance. You really got to take
Yes.
control of the stage and just be there no matter what. And I'll be honest. At first, I was a little rocky before I got the confidence, and then I got the confidence, and I was like, oh, here we go. And
Yeah.
I think the crowd really saw that. But it
I
was
think when
super
you
fun, dude.
once like you get that initial like out of here, out of your head,
Hmm.
and then you're there in the moment and you can't think anymore,
Yes.
then it just flows and comes out. And like you said, you feel more confident, you start dancing, and then all of a sudden, like the words just become body movements, and then you got the people clapping and dancing
Yeah.
around.
And dude, I would 100% do it again. Except next time when I go, I want to go with a group of friends where we all like just choose a song for the next person, and you go
Yes.
up and you have no clue what you're about to sing until you're in that moment singing it. I think that would be such a fun game. And I mean, you're there with all your friends. Who cares? We're all laughing. We're all clapping. It's great.
No, I think that's a great idea, and it's like the element of surprise too. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the people we gotta be open to it. You know what I mean? You gotta be willing to throw on some Adele, and then Snoop Dogg's next song coming up. You
Yes,
know what I mean? You just
exactly.
gotta be
And
flexible.
dude, like before you get on stage and actually do it, there's if the tension is so thick. In my own mind, at least, I was like, man, holy fuck, I'm about to be on that stage and sing in front of all these people. I will say I wasn't that nervous, and I was just really just like cool, calm, and collected. I was like, I know I'm gonna kill
Mm,
this shit.
yeah.
But like for years leading up to that moment, I was like, fuck, dude. Like even though I sang in the past on a stage like for people, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was still in my mind about it. But as soon as I did it, I was like, holy fuck, I want to do that again. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I want that energy. I want that experience again. You
And it
know?
was and it was by yourself too. Like you were singing all these years, like either it was to us, like your friends, or in a group of like your other
Touch of class,
co-singers.
choir, all that stuff.
Yep. But yeah, dude, it's like on the other side of that fear, man, is that ultimate
Is
power.
glory, dude.
Yes,
Is
glory.
glory, bro. Yes, dude. I'll be honest. Like because language is so powerful, I am very subjected. Like I guess sensitive to certain words and sensitive in a pattern where they can really fire me up or they can get me motivated. They can give me hope. And one of those words being glory. Glory, and then honor. When you think about, do you have honor? Are you someone who walks through life with honor? You know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
think about that. Like, do you have honor?
Yeah,
Are you
glory,
honorable?
honor, legacy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Legacy. I think about legacy a lot because it's like it doesn't matter about in the moment who. I mean, yes, you want to touch other people's lives, but fame and all that, it's not like screw. Like, who cares about that? That's emptiness. You know what I mean? You want to
Hmm.
have a connection with people. You want to know you made a difference in the lives of others, like in real time. And where was I going with this thought? It kind of lost me there, but no, I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And I think even like a lot of other things, dude. Like you can be so I want to say the word sensitive, but it's not the right word. It's like maybe susceptible, maybe like for different energies that come in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if even one, like recently I'm like done drinking, you know what I mean? Like I'm actually like taking a very long break.
Mhm.
And but if even one person is like hey, it's Sunday, it's a reason to drink. I'm like, fuck, maybe I could just have one,
Dude,
and then
right, and then it's an endless rabbit hole, you know what I mean? And that's with
yeah.
and that's with anything, that's with
Hmm.
myself as well, like, if people are on the porch and they're like, "Oh, it's" like, just this past week, like, I gave myself permission, and that's the thing with back to that momentum thing, you have to give yourself permission to be out of the swing of things so that you don't beat yourself up, because in reality, maybe that's what's supposed to happen. Who
Hmm.
knows what's gonna
I
come out of
see.
that experience, you know what I mean? Don't fight the intuition. Now, you have to be wary of like what's intuition and what's addiction. You know what I mean? You have
Yeah.
to find that balance.
And for
But at the
someone
same
like
time, it's like, go ahead, go ahead.
and for someone like yourself who has actually like racked up days of being, you know, counting on yourself and actually like doing things you're saying, like of course like you can give yourself, I've given myself permission to do this. But for someone who's like today's day one, like you know what I mean? Like you can't you
Right.
haven't earned your you haven't earned that yet. You know what I mean? You haven't
Yeah.
earned your rite of
And at
passage
the
to be like, I give myself permission to have a day off.
Right, and at the end of the day too, like I always remind myself the only person judging you is you, right? It's all
Hmm.
inside of you, all the thoughts in your head, everything going on. It's you against you. You know what I mean? So if like for instance, if I smoke a joint on Thanksgiving and I'm like, "Oh, I could beat myself up for this," but at the same time it's like, "Okay, I'm here now with this." You know what I mean? So I'm just going to make the best of it. I'm going to enjoy the people around me. I'm going to enjoy the conversations, and then I need to be intentional about getting back to where I need to be and not letting that take over. So like I have, like you said, like people are like, "Oh, let's drink on a Sunday or something like that." Well, there are these certain thoughts, whether it's a good or bad. It could be like you get triggered at work or something like that from something.
Hmm.
You're like, "Oh, I need a drink," or "Oh, I need a smoke," or something like that. Or it's the other end of that spectrum where it's like, let's celebrate. You know what I mean? But it's all coming back to the mindfulness and raising that level of consciousness in yourself and being like, okay, that outside source triggered me, but in that sense, that's in my head. So how can I change what's going on up here so that when that happens again, I don't act out in the way I do. You know what I mean? Mindful,
Right.
just being mindful.
Yeah, but I tell you what, and right on the other end of holding yourself accountable is that glory, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, being like, nah, I'm good. I don't need it or whatever. I don't want to drink or I don't feel like it is that glory. But on another topic, how was your Thanksgiving, my friend?
Dude, my Thanksgiving was honestly amazing. So I wanted to work on Thanksgiving because we got paid double. And so like I
Of
wanted to make
course.
it worth my while. You know what I mean? I didn't want to just get paid 8 hours and then not work. And then it was like, okay, I just worked a regular day, but I worked 10 hours. So it would have been like 2 hours less. So I'm like, I'm gonna work. So it was just me, my manager Julia, and then Joe. And we just kicked it all day. My bosses gave us permission to just be like, hey, you're here on Thanksgiving. Like you guys don't have to have much responsibility whatsoever. You can order some food and we'll cover it.
Wow.
Little, you know what I mean? But here's the twist, right?
Yeah, what's the twist?
What the fuck is open on Thanksgiving? You know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
true.
But
Sushi joint, maybe.
hey, and guess what we got? Sushi song. And I was
Nice.
very, very grateful for that sushi. And it's funny because I was thinking like all last week or like for a couple weeks, I'm like, man, I love sushi. And being down in here in the Keys, especially when I lived in Key Largo, like I was getting down on the sushi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
And not so
yeah,
much
no,
recently is what you're saying. So it was like a real,
it
real
it was very it was very nice.
a
But the thing
treat.
is, I always have to be mindful of how fast I eat things. Like I
Hmm.
now hear me out. So it's like I wait for the sushi. The sushi's here in all of its glory. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I want to eat that. Like I want to feel that. But I like then I scarf the whole thing down and I'm like, shit, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
right.
I'm just like, I gotta slow myself down and just enjoy the sushi.
For me, I totally understand what you're saying. Like, obviously, you eat way faster than me, but the thing is as long as I come out of the deal stuffed, I'm all right. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
care how fast I ate it, as long as I'm full and feeling
Yeah.
good.
It all
But
comes back to that warmness. Like the coffee brings that warm, comforting. I want that stuffed, like where I'm like, oh, you
yeah,
know what I
right,
mean?
right. So I last year I had a subpar Thanksgiving. I was in Key West. I don't really remember. I didn't really. We didn't have a friendsgiving. I think I was alone or something. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I did on Thanksgiving, but regardless, this year we were gonna go to this hibachi restaurant, 10% off, and just do that whole charade. Just
Mm,
because we don't really know that many people like that to spend Thanksgiving with them on. But I met these two lads who actually I'm pretty good friends with now at BW3s because I'm known there locally. And
You are. I was there. I'm there, but I've been there. I've seen it. He's known. He's known.
And so it was really tight there. I was like, hey guys, you guys want to join us at the hibachi buffet? And they're like, well, dude, we got a medium-sized turkey. We're making stuffing and some other stuff. You guys want to come have a Friendsgiving? And I was like, hell yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And so we made homemade mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potatoes, don't get it twisted. And you know how we get down in the kitchen.
Dude, I know how the potatoes too, them home cooking potatoes. Damn,
yeah, we made homemade rolls, and I'm trying to think of our third dish. Oh, Selena made some coconut banana bread with chocolate chips in it, and it was crazy, dude. Honestly, it was my toes are curling right now because of it.
Dude, but my stomach just like went like thinking about like the taste, how that would feel. Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, and at first I was like, I mean, these guys are like my age, and I don't know about you, but I've never cooked a turkey, and so they're like, yeah, we're making a turkey, and I was like, man, like, I hope y'all don't fuck this up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to. I'm going to the hibachi and I'm gonna pig out, or I'm gonna have this turkey and pig out, but hopefully the turkey's good. Anyway, he absolutely murdered it. It was amazing, a great turkey, and it was cool.
You just have to come back to that moment and just trust, like, the world brought me here to this guy's Thanksgiving. It will deliver me the glorious turkey.
Yeah, exactly. And they just moved down here. At the time I met them, it was 3 weeks. So they're really new to the area too. So it was just them two, me and Selena. We played Quiplash. We watched Kill Tony. We just ate food, and then it was really good, and had a couple drinks, a bottle of wine, and then that's when we made our way out to the karaoke dance party. So
nice,
dude. It was just a great day. I really had a great day on Turkey Day, but right on the other side of that, of having a phenomenal day, I woke up. I mean, dude, I woke up the next day feeling like garbage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had smoked weed, done DMT. I was just like way drained, dude. I was so
drunk.
drained.
You said you didn't even remember your karaoke. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
So you got a whole turkey in you.
A whole turkey. I'm fucking
walking out Motley Crue on the stage.
And I'm like, I think I did amazing, and it turns out I was just gobbling the whole time. I was like, you're like, what the fuck?
Dude, but maybe that's why it was so good, because they're like, hey, it's this big ass turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, but hey, back on a lighter note, I wanted to come back to like you and Selena in the kitchen. Like, literally watching you two in the kitchen is like, there is no words to describe like the art and like the love that is centered around that. And like, I want to hope to develop that in the kitchen with my significant other one day as well. It's just like, there are no words even spoken between the two of them. It's just like them just like moving, and like, they're not even like excuse. It's just like, and then just like food, this, they just hand each other shit and like just put it together, and it comes out amazing every single time. Their cooking is unbelievable.
Thank you for that, bro. Thank you.
And I think it's not just the ingredients you put in the food, really, like the energy that you surround that with. You know what I mean? If you guys are cooking in love, cooking in unison, cooking in happiness, then the product is just going to be, the result of that energy.
Well, for sure. I mean, dude, I'll tell you this. I agree with that, and thank you so much for that. But I went to Subway, and I was just looking for
I love, dude, duality. Yes,
I know. I was looking for a quick sub, man, and I was just looking for something quick, and I go there, and it's like, I'm the guy's first customer, obviously, because I had to be at work at 10 a.m. and I was like, I want something for the meeting, which happens at like noon, so I could snack and stuff. And the guy, like, straight face, is like, what do you want? And I was like, I'll take a turkey and Black Forest ham on Italian. And he's like, and I was like, and he's like, 6 or 12. And I was like, whoa, holy shit. And I was like, 12, please.
How can I forget?
Yeah. I thought in my head it's like default 12 unless I say 6, but I totally get where he's coming from too. But you don't have to ask like that. Anyway,
dude, that is so funny, bro.
I know, it's like 12, and so he starts making it. Dude, he's just throwing the meat on the bread, like, you know how usually they fold it in half and they lay it down. It's almost like they tuck it in. You know what I mean? He was just throwing throwing the turkey on there. I've never seen anything like it. And I was like, oh shit. Like there's the energy going into this sandwich is not good
And then he probably
energy.
took the sauce and just like squirted it everywhere.
Well,
all over.
I don't get any sauce. You know that about me. I don't do no sauce. I do the salt and pepper. So I get tomatoes, lettuce, green peppers, and salt and pepper on top of the meat, double cheese, and we're going provolone and pepper jack. And so they close it and he does it. But dude, I ate it and you know, it was a mess. It was it just wasn't made right. And I'll be honest, you know, the way it kind of nourished my body, it just wasn't, I mean, it still was food, but it wasn't like, oh, somebody actually put time and good energy, and the whole interaction was kind of off. So it was just like garbage anyway. But
it sucks that in that moment too, you like are consciously probably thinking like, man, this is not gonna hit the way I want it to.
Exactly.
And you just have to go through the motions at that point and just be like,
yeah.
Honestly, at that point, it's just like you might as well just throw in the garbage, bro. Like
I'll just walk out before he's done making it. Honestly,
here's $5.
No, you can have the sandwich. You can get $5.
I want you to eat that sandwich. You tell me what you're thinking of that sandwich. Dude, that's the thing, bro. It's like when you're gonna give service to somebody, think about yourself eating that, or like or like having that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like if you wouldn't do it, then why would the other person? You know?
Yeah. And on the same token, I've been to that exact Subway, and I've gotten a great sandwich made by a great person who is probably doing something right now other than making sandwiches, or maybe they are making sandwiches. Either way, I've had a good sandwich from there and I've had a bad sandwich from there, and both were centered around how they were made. Same sandwich, but who made them and what they put into it. But no, definitely, I think that's, you know, and the other thing about that is we love cooking for our friends, our loved ones, other people. She says she loves cooking for other people. I love cooking for other people as well as myself, obviously. But so I think we just get down on that wavelength of like, we're gonna treat our people to a bomb ass experience through this food.
So there's so many layers here, right? The ingredients and the food, that's like the gross matter of everything, right? Like when I say gross, I mean like the matter, you know what I mean? And then you have that love energy, right? And that you guys share. And then that cooperation and that teamwork. And then you add the giving on top of it all. It's like you just take all of that and just goodness, amazingness. And
You're right.
I just eat it up every single time.
And, you know, that's interesting because some chefs for like regular restaurants, well, I guess not to say McDonald's isn't a regular restaurant. I'm saying there's fast food joints and then there's like a sit down place. And the place, like sit down places actually have chefs who develop the menu and who like actually like bring their own recipes to this place, and who actually feel like how you just described about what they're doing. Like they've gone to school, culinary school for this. They've like actually, this is what they enjoy doing, and they do follow through with that. And that's why you can go to some sit down restaurants and just have an absolutely incredible experience. Amazing, because the chef actually takes a lot of pride in what they're making, their name being represented through this food. And then you have
it's their life's work.
It's their life's work. Exactly. And then other places, they're just like, I'm just getting by. This is my job. You know what I mean? Like, shut up and eat it. But
straight up.
Again, it's the duality, bro. So yeah, that's really interesting that you brought that up, because I've had that conversation with many people who never even have thought about that. You know, they just are, you know, when it comes to levels, they're on the gross matter of just, I'm getting a burger and fries.
Yeah.
They're
just
not even thinking about
like dude, it's just so crazy how
the
things are
person
just
who made it.
It's so full circle with everything. You know what I mean? Like people and their lifestyles and living unconsciously, you know what I mean? And the energies that they form around certain things and how it really manifests into their life. You know what I mean? And if you surround yourself with that love, gratitude, giving energy, you know, with like, you know, everything we just talked about, then it'll manifest into that amazing meal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. I just got some frozen yogurt tonight. Are you a big sweets guy?
Dude, am I ever? Am I ever? I am king chocolate, bro. I love me some chocolate. Dark chocolate. I'll eat the milk chocolate. I'm a milk chocolate fan, but dark chocolate, and it's, you know, but the thing is there's a line. There's like those cacao beans, or not the cacao beans.
Cacao nibs.
Cacao nibs, yes. So I can have like snack on that a little bit, but like, can't have a lot of it because then it's just like It's like
Right.
so, it's just so, I don't even know the word for it. But no, dark chocolate, like 70-80%. You throw some sea salt in there, some caramel. It's amazing. Anyways,
I do enjoy
as you were
dark
saying.
chocolate, but the cacao nibs are chocolate. Regular chocolate is cacao nibs melted down with sugar in it.
Right.
So
So
there's
the
just
cacao
added
nibs is
sugar
it's
to it.
pure, it's its
Hmm.
purest form in a sense.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Looking Rob trying those cacao nibs. He said, it's like, impossible. This can't be.
Chocolate. This is what you call chocolate.
Yeah. So,
But as you were saying, sweets. You had this
oh,
frozen yogurt.
yeah, dude. So I'm a big fan of frozen yogurt, but I never thought I would be. You know what I mean? I was all like ice cream all the way. Ice cream's king. And for a small portion of time, I thought frozen yogurt was better for you, but it's still basically just
The same
same
shit. Yeah.
same shit. But
Dairy.
dairy and sweets. But dude, I go ape shit because you can get a nice big cup of it, and then you get to put on. You actually get to pull the lever. It puts the shit into your cup, and then you get to put all the toppings on yourself. At least where I go, Menchie's, and it's a chain. Obviously, of course, you can go to other ones that are a little bit more smaller and personal.
You heard
But
it, guys. Look for your local Menchie's near you.
you look for your local Menchie's, bro. I always remember there was one in Sandusky right next to Rapid Fire Pizza or whatever that
Dude, I
place was
know.
called.
Yes, dude, I know exactly the one. But dude, I love just like seeing that flow down, and then you can have all the
Mhm.
flavors and then the toppings. It's so
And you can
good.
get absolutely crazy with it. Cookies and cream with coffee, with French vanilla, and then add on some, something crazy like peanut butter fudge cakes or something. And
Mhm.
yeah, you can just get real buck wild with it. I'm just a fan of the sweets in that sense. I guess
What's your favorite ice cream?
my favorite ice cream, that's tough. Ooh, fuck. It's tough. But you might think it's butter pecan, my friend.
Hey, and guys, when he goes to the store, he gets Michelob Ultra too. He gets Michelob
For a
Ultra.
40-year-old man.
Hey, you know what? It just means he's an old soul. I respect it. Hey, and it took me a long time to appreciate butter pecan. You gotta say it the right way. It's not pecan, pecan.
What about you?
Dude, all day, every day, mint chocolate chip. If I had
That was my
to
number
choose
two.
one for the rest of my life, it would be mint chocolate chip. I do try to it's kind of funny when I go. My mom's always like, mix it up, get something different. And I'm like, all right, I'll have a scoop of this and mint chocolate chip too with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
You
just
get the
like
best of both worlds.
what can go good with this flavor? You know what I
Right.
mean? It's
Right.
like this is the foundation, and I'm not getting rid of it. That's just what it
What
is.
do you get what kind of do you get in a bowl, a waffle cone, a dipped waffle cone? What's your style?
Cake cone.
Exactly. You nailed it. I didn't tell you the answer, but you knew the answer.
Cake
Yes,
cone.
dude. Yes, dude.
It's
Yes, dude.
yes, dude. The thing is, the actual cone, okay, not the stem, but the bowl of the cone. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
the bowl of it. When you bite into it, and the ice cream sips between like the walls of it in a sense, and you feel
Yeah.
that like ice cream.
100%.
Dude,
100%,
you
dude.
can't beat it.
I don't like it when it gets too soggy, but when it gets just that perfect medium between, like a little dull and
It's still that crunch. You want
yeah,
that.
you still have the crunch. Yeah, the crunch is very
but,
important.
But then that smooth ice cream consistency without the
Yeah.
wetness, like wet cereal. No one
Right.
wants wet cereal.
And if we're talking about cereal, Magic Spoon.
Magic Spoon. You heard it here first, guys. Magic Spoon. And I need to do my due diligence and try Magic Spoon because at the end of the day, I think I would really fuck with Magic Spoon. I just couldn't stand there and let my Lucky Charms get ripped like.
I know. And
I couldn't
dude,
stand for it.
I would love for you to try some Magic Spoon, my friend.
I feel like I need to wait till I come back though to Boca, and I want the Ryan Mougey experience. You know what I mean?
You're in your PJs, you've got cartoons on, and you're eating your Magic Spoon. You're just like in front
It's
of the
like Beavis and
television.
Butthead against the world. I'm on a tab of acid. I'm eating Magic Spoon. Oh
100%. I can see it now. I really can see it now. You've got your little footy pajamas on, and they've got little ears at the top of your
dude, I love just being warm and cozy and like cuddly. There's just like very little feelings. It's just when I think of love in its purest form, I think of just that warm cuddle essence just feels so
Exactly, dude. And
good.
I keep it nice and cold in my house just so I can put on sweatpants and a sweatshirt and feel the hug of the clothes. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I think that's what I miss about the cold weather is being able to bundle up and layer up. You know what I mean? And sit somewhere and wear a hoodie or with a vest over top of it. I don't
A
even own a vest,
vest
but you
and
know what I
some
mean?
boots,
And
bro,
some
and some
boots, yeah,
boots.
all of that stuff. I feel super comfortable in that. But here in Florida, obviously, you just don't have it. Obviously, like I'm in December. We just had a cold front. It's like, dude, they come in waves. Like you'll see on the news, watch out, cold front coming. And then, dude, the next 4 days it will be cloudy. There's not no sunlight, just cloudy and a little bit of windy and a lot of rain,
Mhm.
and that's cool too. I mean, I like the switch up in weather, but dude, I'm really craving for
And the
just
thing
from
is, and just for so everyone can understand, when we say cold front here, it is like 70 degrees right now
yeah.
in Key West, or like 75. When we're in Ohio, like coldest it gets, like we've been -20 wind chill. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
freezing our toes off. You know what I mean? But it's just like that balance, right? It's just like I need, like, it's good that we're living in these areas now to experience, like we experience like the cold, right? Like the cold, you know what I mean? And then we're experiencing the hot warmness, you know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe we need to move to like Georgia or
Fuck
North
that.
Carolina. Yeah.
Actually, I mean, dude, I was looking up I had found a whitewater rafting job in Georgia, dude, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere. Like you're staying in a cabin and
Mhm.
you're spending your days whitewater rafting. Have you ever been?
I've never been whitewater rafting before.
Dude, me either. And oh shit. Dude,
What's up?
hold
Show
up.
me.
Shit, dude, it just went away. It said Odell Beckham Jr. escorted off of the field after losing consciousness.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it was up on my screen for 1 second, and then something else loaded up. Maybe I'll just search up Odell Beckham Jr.
Interesting. Yeah, search it up. Odell Beckham. Comment in the comments, guys. Where's Odell going to sign? Is he going to sign to the Giants? Is he going to sign to the Cowboys? Is he going to go to the Dolphins? You tell us. I don't know.
Okay, all right. So 1 hour ago, ooh, okay. So Odell, okay, I read that wrong just because it was in thing. Odell Beckham Jr. was escorted off of a plane after losing consciousness, police say. He refused to put on his seatbelt, and he was in Miami causing a scene. Um, let's see. Would you like me to pull this up?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We'll see. Mr. Odell.
All right. We have medical emergency around 9:30 a.m. Members of the flight crew tried to wake Beckham to fasten his seatbelt prior to departure. He appeared to be coming in and out of consciousness. Flight attendants then called 911 due to concerns that Beckham was seriously ill and that his condition would worsen during the 5-hour flight to Los Angeles. And there he is.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I love how they put like, they dude. It's all about energy, right? Like they put this picture of him like with a frown and stuff like that. Like, where's his smile? You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good energy guy. You know
there
what I
it
mean?
is.
There it is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
When officers arrived, Beckham allegedly refused several requests to exit the plane, police said after the aircraft was deplaned. Beckham followed a request by officers to exit the plane without incident. Mr. Beckham was escorted to the non secure area of the terminal by the officers where he made other arrangements. Wow, dude.
So it sounds like, okay. Now I don't know the context of the situation. It sounds like he just got drunk or fucked up and was just nodding
Yeah.
out. Someone could have slipped something in his drink. You know what I mean? He could have
Yeah,
just been on a
it,
couple of things.
it
Um,
was 9:30 in the morning. So, I mean, I don't know how many athletes, you
well, it
know.
sounds like, well, think about it. Well, if he was not, who knows? He may could have been sick. But well, if he's in Miami, this is just like where my brain goes. He's in Miami. He's having a good night. You know what I mean? Like, have you? I don't drink anymore, but I remember times when I would drink and I'd wake up still. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure. And we'll say this. Let's read the last part of this. Beckham posting on Twitter later in the morning appeared to express disbelief over the incident. Quote, never in my life have I experienced what just happened to me. He tweeted, I've seen it all. Um, and that's that.
Dude, that's crazy because I saw these tweets, but I didn't know that that had happened before. You know what I mean? So gosh, dude, what if he like I was thinking when he said that he like took a crazy trip and he was like, "Oh my god, about to like tell us all about his story." You know what I mean? Um, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But I want to like transition to this. Like, it sucks that this guy, whatever he was doing, right? If he was having fun, if he was sick, who knows? Now, in a matter of minutes, seconds, the whole world knows about this guy and what he's doing. It's like, where can we draw the line between like, okay, this is news, and then this is just this guy's business? You know what I mean?
Well, dude, and you got to think that's his business, but the media's business is getting clicks on other
Yeah,
people's business. So it's a
literally.
fucked up runaround, but that's like the name
It's a
of their
fucked up runaround, but
dude.
straight
Like
up.
that, the dude, the media and the people who are fucking like get to report on this are like licking their fingers right now. They're so like, a big story. You know what I mean? And Odell Beckham's just out here living his life. It's really sucks, but
Yeah.
also it's the double edged sword of being in the public eye and being a professional athlete and all of those things, man. It really is. Yeah, it sucks that there is no line drawn between news and just a story.
Yeah, because it comes back to like the whole sandwich thing. Like, would I want if I'm a reporter, would I want someone out there reporting that about me? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, where's the integrity? You know what I mean? Where's the integrity in like what your career is? You know what I mean? Your career is just making fun of like someone's life, and you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? That's just it's just so sad. And that's one of those words as well, like integrity. You know what I mean? Like glory,
Integrity.
like legacy, integrity, like an honor. Like, what do these people stand for? But I firmly believe, like, obviously, like whoever is putting that information out there, if they have bad intentions about that, that bad intention is going to come wrap right back around.
For
Karma is going
sure.
to come and smack them in the face. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's like I read something in this Marcus Aurelius book, actually, if I can find the specific quote. He talks about like in a sense, like when you I'm just gonna like kind of paraphrase it.
Sure.
When you run into people, right, whether they're your enemy or just like an energy conflict, like just take knowledge, but then consciously in good avoidance. It's called good avoidance. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're not displaying any negative energy towards that thing or being, but at the same time, you're very self-aware in a sense where it's like, that's just not who I am. That's not who I align with. And so like that's just do that. So it's like if someone does wrong to me, then I'm just gonna say, okay, they obviously whatever that action was, you can't take it personally. You know what I mean? They just did that out of whatever, and I'm just in good avoidance gonna step away and not hang around that person or be around that energy anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to go about it for sure. Control what you can control at the end of the day. That's huge. But yeah, so hopefully Odell Beckham's good. And I didn't know the reason he wasn't playing was because he's recovering from his ACL injury. That's the only reason he's not playing.
Yeah, so in the Super Bowl last year, before halftime, he was like having like a borderline Super Bowl MVP performance. And
Mhm.
then he got tackled or something and tore his ACL, and he's been out ever since. So like he was actually a free agent. So he was, excuse me, he got bought out by the Browns, and then um he signed with the Rams just for the rest of the year, and now he's got his Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy because people know that that whole situation was a Baker thing, and Odell's still really him. You know, like he's still really that guy.
Well, and for a long time I didn't agree with that. But
Right.
now there's respect.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. And so Odell having his Super Bowl ring now, people know who he is. He's just kind of he can take his time with his injury. You know what I mean? He can heal it up, and then he can look at the landscape of like where should he go beneficially, that you know what I mean? Where can he make the biggest impact on a team? But also it's like a brand thing now as well. You know what I mean? So like,
Could you
go
imagine
ahead.
if he ended up back on the Browns? I'm
No
kidding.
way.
There's no chance, but that would
I
be
think I
funny.
think he ends up in Dallas just because Dallas is the biggest brand in the NFL.
Hmm.
Cowboys, the star, Odell. It just makes sense. He would make tons of money off of it.
Yeah.
He would probably be one of the best receivers on the team. They have Super Bowl expectations. Like he could really, do that. And I just want to throw this out into the abyss, and we'll see if anything happens from it. The Dallas Cowboys are the Notre Dame of the NFL. Notre Dame is the Dallas Cowboys. They're this big brand, right? They're this giant brand that everyone loves. Oh, the good old days. Like, they used to be so good. The ND, the star. And now every single year there's these huge expectations, championship, all this, all that, and then they just don't do it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just they don't execute it. But I do think that comes with the brand, and like people want them to be good, and it's good for the sport if those two organizations are good. But it's just they just haven't filled.
By the way,
name.
are you still in on that survival challenge?
I'm not.
Oh, bummer,
I'm
man.
not.
What team got you out?
New York Giants, man.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I
they've been
picked
having a
the
bad run.
I picked the Giants and they played the Lions. Bro, that's so crazy because you
No.
picked the Bears, didn't you?
Oh,
And
yeah.
the Lions beat the Bears.
Yep.
That's hey
And then the
guys,
Lions had a crazy game against New York.
right when you think guys the Lions suck, just think again before you pick the other team that they're playing. That's all
Well,
I'm
the
saying.
Lions do have fucking offensive prowess, dude.
Firepower.
They've got an offense, yeah.
I
Um,
love their head coach, and I will die by Dan Campbell. I think he is like the energy he brings and the emotion you see in his face when he is like at those press conferences talking to his team. Like, that's what you want in a leader. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Play calls, design, all that, but like that's the guy who you want to stand behind and go to war with. You know what I mean? A guy
I
that's like
totally agree.
doesn't matter how shitty you guys played in the past, doesn't matter what brought you here. Like, I'm here, let's do this. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I respect him for that.
No doubt about it, dude. I love everything about that. But I do want to say I just want to give a little update on my favorite hockey team just because they've been doing very, very good. They're on a 4-game win streak. The New York Islanders, who are 15-8-0, second in the Metropolitan Division, and dude, everyone doubted them, Nicholas. Everyone doubted them because they only made one off-season move. And last year, they didn't even make the playoffs. The year before that, Eastern Conference Final. The year before that, Eastern Conference Final. Last year, they got a new arena. They started off the season with a 13-game road trip, and they just were never able to recover after that. And dude, now they are comfortable in their
New arena.
their new
Yep.
arena. The defenseman they brought on is doing great. They got rid of the oldies, which I still like them, but they got rid of them, which is great. And dude, now they're on a 4-game win streak, second in the Metropolitan, and they're having a fucking season right now. And dude, I just love to see it, man. I'm so excited for how their season goes. And it's like, it's crazy because looking on Twitter before the season, all of the fans are like, fire the GM. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He's holding on to his good old days when now he's sitting in his office like, ha, 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 ha. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he
Dude,
knew.
it's crazy when the fans think they know, like, and we're a victim of this too, but like,
Yeah.
they are the ones making the decisions. They're the professionals. They know what they're doing. And yes, like, some are better than others, give or take, but yeah, no, that's good. And I'm happy that your team can be like succeeding and doing well because like it just when your team's not playing well, it's just no fun. You know what I mean? It's just no fun at all.
Really. And last year was difficult to sit through, but I still watch those games. I was a fan. I'm a diehard fan.
And they have that really good head coach, Washington's old coach, right? That won a couple of Stanley Cups.
They fired him in the offseason, and everyone was like, this is a huge mistake. This is a huge mistake. But in reality, he had the style of hockey he had them playing wasn't winning them games. They were losing games by 1 or 2 goals, losing in overtime. They haven't lost in overtime this year. They're actually they're scoring a ton of goals. I mean, dude, they score goals like a lot now, and they switched up how they go about the game. They attack more, they're more offensive, but the thing is they have such a strong defensive core. They don't have to focus on being so defensive. Instead, they can take chances and whatnot because they have those really sound guys back there who can make defensive plays.
I think that sports in general are just kind of like transitioning to that like offensive driven firepower. You know what I mean? In the NFL, you got Mahomes, Josh Allen, just like big play firepower. But at the same time, it's not okay. Defense does win championships, yes, but the offense obviously needs to score points. It takes 2 to tango, right? But what I'm trying to say is like at the same time, having like you don't need a defense that's going to be like flashy and amazing, but
Mhm.
you need just like a foundational defense that's you can count on and rely on, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, when it matters. You know what I mean? They don't need to do what the offense does and be flashy and all this. They just need to, find their place and do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it also helps that Ilya Sorokin is having a fucking amazing year. Like our goaltending is super solid. Both our starter and our backup. Our backup's a veteran goalie. He can win games, and then our starter just stands on his head. He's I'm telling you, bro. Like he's gonna win awards. Like he's going to be recognized as the best goalie. I mean, he's getting shutouts. He got a 49 save. That means he blocked 49 shots and none of them went in. 49 save shutout, which is very difficult to do. So,
Yeah. Dude, and the
so
thing is, like, bro, it's doing that in hockey is difficult to do. Now, like, from my perspective, like putting skates on and pads and like, dude, like, I couldn't even the skill, you know what I
mhm.
mean? That
Yeah,
take. You
truly
saw me
amazing.
trying to skate. I was walking with a walker. You know what I mean? I was an old man out there.
Yeah, no doubt, no
But it
doubt.
was still
So
all in fun, though. It was still all in fun.
damn right.
I do have to give a quick shout out. We were talking about my Thanksgiving, and yes, I did. I had my work day. We watched football. We ate sushi. It was fantastic. About halfway through the day, my friend Logan, as some of you may know, and his family, they live on this liveaboard boat at the marina, and they invited us over to come and eat with them at their Thanksgiving, and it was absolutely fantastic. Like the thing
Wow.
is, I was kind of worried about like, okay, at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm worried, but I'm not worried because it's like Thanksgiving. It's like if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. You know what I mean? I'm just still gonna go on with my day, and like I want to contribute as well. You know what I mean? If people, anyways, but yeah, the meal they prepared was all gluten free and it was fantastic. And I didn't think that you could make all of this gluten free stuff the way they
Yeah.
did, and it was just fantastic. So thank you, Brittany and Matt and Logan for having us over. And then the next day we had our friendsgiving here at the house, and that was also amazing. Lauren and Alexa and Sarah, they just absolutely crushed it, knocked it out of the park. Like I cannot be more grateful for the amazing, lovely people that love making food in my life. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. I totally agree. And so Logan, he lives in the housing with you guys, and then his family lives on the boat in the marina.
Yes, correct. Yep. So
Wow,
so
interesting.
he I think found so his family, him and his dad and his stepmom, they live on this vessel, and then he was with them, and then I think he just wanted to, like live on his own in a sense, respectfully, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he now lives with us. But yeah, no, his family was on the sailboat. And I was talking to Logan about this on the More Growth podcast. It's like I don't know if I could live on a boat. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could live that lifestyle. You know what I mean? But it's crazy to see just like we're in Key West now. And I'm sure you see some of it in Boca. Like people live on their boats and it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? And
I've pondered it. I've definitely pondered it. But I totally understand what you mean though. That's like a huge investment. You know what I mean? It's like a huge like the thing is like, dude, I don't want to be like doing that and then getting a year into it and you're still paying off this boat that you're living into and you're like, fuck, I want to go do something else. But it's like
yeah,
those kind of decisions, I'm like, holy shit, those are kind of intense for me.
that's like one thing is like I don't want to go in any debt. You know what I mean? Like debt scares the shit out of me.
I
But I
know.
know at the same time, like you need to invest in like create debt, which creates profit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But it's all about debt in the right areas. You know what I mean? Debt
Right.
towards building a strong business. But it's all about what you value in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to live on a vessel, so I don't want to do that. But all the power to people that want to do that, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for that because of all the work
For
that goes
sure.
into it. I mean, you see people like really putting in work on their vessels and then working their ass off to pay off that vessel, and all of
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that comes with it. I mean, there are problems with boats, you know what I mean? Their gas is not cheap, you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, dude, I've definitely pondered it. And even like the van life and RV life and trailer life, like all of those things which in today's market are one of the most affordable ways to, get your own piece of land or get something where you have your own space and you're still able to travel and all of those type
Mm,
of things, like in today's market where the housing is super expensive and just things are overall very expensive.
mm,
Looking into one of those kind of things is something I've done multiple times. I've just never pulled the trigger on, whether
mm,
it be a trailer or an RV or a sick customized van. Obviously all of those things cost money and you have to get your money in order first, but
mm.
I think having the wheels and the accessibility makes it much more of a to me at least, a much more of a I feel okay with investing in a van that I completely customize rather than a boat where I know you can go anywhere on a boat, but if I'm in a nice dope van, I can really go anywhere.
For sure, and that's like, I honestly would love the van. I think it's all about balance where it's like I want my nest. I need my nest to go back
Hmm.
to and my home. But the
I
van
agree.
life would be dope because I love the festivals, and so like pulling up in the van and just having the whole. It's like you could just pop open a campsite right there and then. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
would be beautiful. I think what I want to do is like I want to have my nest, and then I want to get a van and deck it out, and then that's what I use to road trip and
Well, I'll tell
go to
you
certain
this.
things.
Like, I thought I wanted my nest too. And of course I did. And, living where I do is absolutely incredible and I really enjoy it. But also, it's like, this is the first year lease that I've signed. And this nest has cost me a lot of money. And, you know, I am multiple times throughout this year, I've been ready for something more. I've been ready to go and experience something new, but it's like I've got to maintain this obligation that I've signed up for a year or two. So although it's been a very, very, that I've learned a lot through this experience, I don't know if I would sign another year lease right after this, or if I would do something
Mm,
of that sort right after this. I would really think about it before I did it, just because of what I've experienced so far. But
for
and
sure.
but what I'm saying is I think the van could be a perfect nest, or an RV could be like a perfect nest in a sense where you have all of your stuff and the accessibility to go wherever you want.
Yes. No, I agree. It's just like the what comes with like I just wonder like how do people cook and do all like that? Do you
I
have like the
know, I
it's
know.
the little nuances of like life like
Of
but the thing
life.
is it's all about adapting, you know what I
Where
mean? It's
there's a
not
will, there's a
impossible.
way.
Exactly, right. And if
You'll
we
find
wanted
a
to live
way.
in a van and travel and do that shit, then we could. Period. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
dude. There's I see. I don't under actually. I don't know, but there's this thing called Omaze, omaze.org.com. I'm not sure, but um, for free you can or you can donate for more entries into this contest. But the contest is for a huge all decked out sprinter van, completely brand new sprinter van that they've put a kitchen in, they've put a bed in. It's like completely decked out. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like if I won
Yeah.
this van, my everything, all my, not to say all my problems would go away, but you know what I mean? I'd
You
have
could
an
live out
answer.
some of your dreams. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Exactly. So and even I've seen ads for you another job where they're like, sign up and we'll give you a van to live in. We want you to travel around the United States, take photos, document everything of your story, and we're going to share it with the world. And but the thing is can you bring a friend? Nope, just one lucky person. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
shit. Like, what? I want to,
Right.
I want
There's a catch.
yeah. There's always a catch, but some people don't care about that. Some people are like, fuck it, I'll do it alone.
Fuck yeah.
And I think I could do it alone, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
like I want my person with me, like my significant other, someone that is on the same energy frequency as me, you know what I mean? Because like living in a van, especially like if it's with someone else against your own will and you don't fuck with that person, that would be a whole
dude, that would be nuts.
that would suck. Yeah, I guess it would just be a one person van, just sooner than later. But maybe that's just all, what the universe intended was growth with that person.
That's true. Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah, for real. Um, Either way, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. But on the last note of the my apartment and whatnot, it's been quite the ride. But it's taught me a lot too. So I'm grateful for the experience in the end.
Straight up, and we're exactly where we're supposed to be. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
For
But
sure,
yeah, hey,
buddy.
go Browns! I got the dub real quick against Tampa. You know what I mean?
That's
Next
right.
week, next week, we got Deshaun Watson coming back. We'll see if he plays. We'll see what happens there. So stay tuned, and we'll chat about it next week and see how he plays.
For sure, brother. This has been super fun, honestly. And unfortunately, Joe Money couldn't be here, but hopefully we see him next week. And I had such a blast talking with you and catching up, brother. It'd been a minute since we really got to get the inside scoop on what's going on, man.
Yeah, bro, it's always fucking amazing talking to you. I love you so much. I've got so much love for you. And yeah, dude, we're just gonna keep creating more shit, you know.
Creating more, baby. I love it.
More.
Hey, and I love you and everybody watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Hope you had as much fun as I did. And we'll see you next week.
Love you guys. Peace.